The TARN Conspiracy. Written by Scott Clemons and J.P. Tirmizi. Episode 2.
When we moved here for my daddy's job, a lot of my friends at school told me that only bad people work for TARN. Hearing them say that about my daddy made me feel like a bad person too. I talked to my daddy about it, and he told me that people are afraid of stuff they don't understand. He said that his job helps protect not just the kids who said those mean things at school, but their brothers and sisters and mummies and daddies too. My daddy is a brave man, and it's because he works at TARN. I'm proud of my daddy for doing what's right, even when people say he's wrong. We are TARN.
Audio file number 1.6. Interview of Deputy Aaron Derlick by Brandon Jones and Sean O'Connor. October 7th, 2019. Double Dog Diner, Township of Archangel, Washington State.
It's official. Your contact is now 20 minutes late.
He's a little bit late.
20 minutes is not a little bit. It's a full third of an hour.
Thank you for the refresher on fractions, Sean.
Can you just call him and make sure he's still coming?
I already called him once.
Well, call him again.
If I call him again, then it might start annoying him, and we need him if we're going to figure out what's going on. Hey, look, there he is.
Where?
Right there. With the sunglasses.
Oh, Jesus wept. That's your cop contact?
Yeah, that's him. What's the problem?
Oh, nothing. I just wasn't expecting him to be wearing a shirt that says Ladies Man. How do you even know this guy?
We went to high school together.
Any chance you went to school with literally any other cop?
Look, man, this is a small town, and I'm not exactly popular with the sheriff.
Not popular? What's that supposed to mean?
Nothing. I'll explain later. Hey, Aaron. Over here, man.
I don't even know anyone in this town, and I'm embarrassed to be seen with this guy.
Hey, man. Long time no see. How's it going?
Same as always. Snapping necks and cashing checks.
Ha ha! Right on, man. Good to hear it.
Who's this?
Oh, this Sean.
Sean, huh? You new to town?
Just here visiting Brandon.
He's an old army buddy of mine.
Too bad. Army's for pussies. Real men join the Marine Corps.
Oh, okay. Were you in the Corps?
Not me personally.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, I was going to enlist, but the recruiters kept jerking me around, so I said screw it, and I joined the cops. I probably would have been a sergeant or something if I joined.
Cool.
Damn right. So what's going on, Brandon? You still working at that stupid game shop, or did you get a real job yet?
No, I'm still working at the game shop I own, but I've got a few other projects going too. Sean's actually in town to help me with one of them.
What kind of project?
I'm doing some investigating on the kid who went missing. You heard of Thomas Novak?
What the hell do you care about that for?
I'm doing kind of a boots-on-the-ground perspective podcast.
I can tell you exactly what happened to that kid.
Is that right?
Uh-huh. He got involved in some weirdo satanic stuff, and the cult sacrificed him. Case closed.
You think that a satanic cult sacrifice Thomas Novak?
They found his truck out on some of the logging roads down by the lake, and it had a bunch of Satan shit all around it. What else could that be?
Wait, back up a second, Aaron. What kind of satanic stuff, man?
Weird shit. Symbols scratched into paint, and a couple more carved into trees. Somebody spread blood and guts all over the scene.
There's no chance the blood was from Thomas, is there?
Little Sheriff Jr. thinks it's a deer, but it's probably the kids.
Are they running any tests to check?
FBI's got some science douchebags sending samples to their lab out in Seattle.
Why wasn't this reported in the news?
Because they kept it out of the media. The sheriff doesn't want to get the fake news machine all riled up.
That's an interesting theory. Hey, do you mind if I record our conversation so I can use it for notes later?
No skin off my dick. Gotta make this quick, though, because I'm starting my shift in about 45 minutes.
Thanks, man. So I was wondering if I could ask you some questions about...
Hey, Brandon. How's it going?
Penny. Hey, how have you been?
Oh, you know, making it. Still working at this dump.
Dump? I like this place.
You would.
Hey, Penelope.
Hello, Aaron.
What's all the attitude for?
Aside from you being a creepo stalker?
I didn't realize it was a crime for a nice guy to ask a lady out on a date.
You sent me 30 Facebook messages after I said no, and then started commenting on all my pictures from the lake.
Hey, if you didn't want me to comment, then you shouldn't have posted them.
I shouldn't... Okay, I'm done talking about this. What do you guys want?
Just a coffee for me. Thank you.
I'll have an iced tea and a cheeseburger, medium well, some fries, please.
Burger, fries, and iced tea. Aaron?
Bud Light. Leave it in the can.
So then one beer.
I said Bud Light.
Yes, I heard you, Aaron. I'll be back in a few.
What was all that about?
Penny being stuck up, that's what. She's barely a 7 out of 10, and that's for Archangel. Anywhere else, she'd be a 4.
Didn't you say you have to work today?
12 to 12, keeping these streets safe.
Is it a good idea to be drinking when you start your shift so soon?
Quit being a bitch. One beer isn't gonna even buzz me.
Gotcha. Well then, let's get back to the interview. So I was talking recently with a journalist friend of mine, Jessie Nuentes. Do you remember her from when we were younger?
Short, skinny chick, wore glasses, real hot.
Yeah, she was pretty attractive.
She was your girlfriend, right?
I mean, yeah, she was, but that was a long time ago.
I remember her. You guys were a couple years ahead of me. She still have that hot nerd thing going on?
Yeah, she's definitely still very pretty, so back to what I was going to ask. We were talking about a really bad wreck that happened out on Highway 23 about 10 years back. Do you remember that?
Hell yeah, I do. I was the first one on the scene.
Seriously?
Uh-huh. That was a cluster.
Can you tell me anything about it?
I thought you said this was about that Thomas kid.
It is, but I think the wreck might be related.
How's that?
I think the people involved in that wreck might have had something to do with Thomas's disappearance.
I don't see how. The dude driving the truck, the one who smashed up the sports car, he died in prison.
Wow. Really? How did he die?
Far as I know, he hung himself in his cell.
That's crazy. Did he have some kind of mental health issue?
He tried to kill somebody with his truck. What do you think?
So the wreck was purposeful.
Well, not officially, but like I said, I was the first on the scene.
What did you see?
When I got there, I found the car pinned against the guardrail by the truck. I pulled around the wreck and found the truck driver standing on the hood of the sports car trying to smash in the windshield with a tire iron.
Holy crap. What did you do?
Pulled out my stun gun and shot him.
And he was subdued?
50,000 volts will put a 700-pound elk on its ass. This guy was maybe 150 pounds soaking wet. What do you think?
Was any of this included in the police report?
Nope. Not a word.
Well, why not?
If you ask me, it's because the sheriff was trying to cover her ass.
What do you mean?
They were pissed that I didn't try to talk him down before using force. It's all this liberal political correctness going around. Cops have to worry about hurting people's feelings before we can stop them from committing crimes.
Man, that is wild. So what happened to the guy in the sports car?
He was fine, thanks to me.
Do you have any idea what he's up to now?
It was 10 years ago. I don't even remember the guy's name.
Aaron, does the name Ray ring a bell?
I mean, maybe. Why?
I'm trying to track down the driver, but I can't find any information on him out there.
Sucks to suck.
Yeah, tell me about it. So anyways, I was wondering if maybe there was any chance that you could look up the report from that wreck and see if it lists any contact information for him. I get it, man. It's a big ask. You don't know how big of a help this would be for me, though. If there's anything I could do in return, just say the word.
Sure. Hook me up with Jessie Nunez.
Are you serious?
Hell yeah, I'm serious. She was hot as hell.
I don't know if I can do that without asking her first.
I don't know if I can get you the case info then.
If I talk to her for you and she's not interested, will you still give me the case info?
Don't worry, she'll be interested. You just put in a good word and then give me her number. I'll take it from there.
Okay. I'll do it, but not until you get me the information on Ray.
Deal.
All right, guys, I've got your drinks here.
Perfect timing. Hey, sweetheart, bring out some vodka shots for us too. We're celebrating.
I am TARN.
I am TARN.
I am TARN.
For over 75 years, TARN Defense Industries has been a partner in Archangel by creating jobs and investing in the community. We're more than a company, we're your neighbors.
We are TARN.
Our conversation with Deputy Aaron Derlick was more productive than I could have hoped. Jessie wasn't too pleased when I called her to ask if she'd entertain Aaron's advances, though after I offered her a credit on the podcast, she became a hair less pissed at me. Getting the information on Ray would take a few days, so in the meantime we decided to interview someone I knew who actually worked at TARN, at Sean's suggestion. TARN, he said, might be an evil faceless corporation, but there were sure to be lots of regular people filling its rank-and-file jobs. Getting the perspective of TARN from someone on the inside would add some balance to the podcast. With that in mind, I reached out to a regular from the game shop who worked for TARN. He and I had been friends for a while despite the obvious difference in opinion on TARN, but my thought was that our friendship would help to keep things civil. Turns out I was wrong.
Audio file number 1.9. Interview of Dave Young by Brandon Jones and Sean O'Connor. October 10th, 2019. Storage Room, Deck Dominion Cards and Games, Township of Archangel, Washington State.
Okay, we're officially recording.
Right now?
Right now, we're rolling.
Huh, I expected a red flashing light or something.
You're thinking of TV. Podcasts are much less exciting.
Good to know if I'm ever on TV.
Perfect. So I'm sitting down with Sean and my friend Dave Young in the stockroom of my game store. Welcome to the podcast, Dave.
Glad to be here.
Let's start out with how you and I know each other.
Aside from being kind of neighbors, we are both members of His Majesty's glorious Taskmasters.
Hold on. What are His Majesty's glorious Taskmasters?
'Tis the title of the most fearsome group of adventurers in all of Tyrrell. Never a dungeon too deep for us.
I still have no idea what you're talking about.
It's the name of our party in Dungeons & Dragons.
Oh, I actually feel embarrassed for both of you right now.
There be no shame in bringing light to the darkest caverns of Toril.
Well said. We'd be nothing without you as a paladin, Dave.
You're too kind, good sir.
Do you guys have like a secret handshake too?
Not one that we can show the uninitiated. But you could always come to tabletop night.
Hard pass, but thanks.
Your loss.
Speaking of the Taskmasters, what's with you bailing last minute on last week's session, Dave? We had to pretend that you'd been abducted by a rogue goblin faction.
I know, sorry about that.
You made us split the party, man. We never split the party.
Again, sorry, I ended up having to work. But rest easy in the thought that I shall bring pizza as my penance for next week's session.
Working on the weekends for suckers, Dave. Loverboy made it very clear that you need to work for the weekend, not on it.
You won't hear me arguing. There's a new project starting in another department and they've asked me to cover down.
What do you do for work?
Come on, Brandon, you know what I do.
I do, but this is an excellent segue into the main reason we're doing this interview.
I'm a network data analytics specialist for TARN Defense Industries.
A network what now?
Network data analytics specialist. Basically, it's a fancy way of saying that I'm the guy people call when their printer isn't working.
Oh, so you're the did you turn it on and off guy.
Well, more or less, and less is more, so it's all the same to me.
How long have you worked for TARN?
Going on 12 years now.
Do you like it?
Well, I don't hate it, but there are definitely parts that are not my favorite. I think that could be said about any job, though.
What are the things that you do like about working at TARN?
Things I like? Well, generally I'm proud of the mission.
Can you explain what you mean by that?
TARN is dedicated to protecting the people who live in this country.
No, seriously.
I was being serious.
You think TARN cares about protecting Americans?
I don't think they care. I know they do.
Right. TARN is just a friendly neighborhood defense contractor out to protect small town USA. They're not in it for profit at all.
Hey, it's possible to care about Americans and also be profitable.
Dave, come on. You can't actually believe that.
Actually, I can.
TARN isn't some mom and pop corner store, Dave. They're a multinational weapons manufacturer. They make cluster bombs, for God's sake.
So do General Dynamics and Lockheed Martin and Boeing and Northrop Grumman.
Those companies don't kidnap people, Dave.
Look, I really don't like where this conversation is headed.
I didn't realize that talking about your employer would be so uncomfortable for you.
Hey, Brandon, tone it down a bit, huh? If the guy doesn't want to talk about it, then just don't talk about it.
Dave's a grown-up. He can answer for himself.
I'm just saying that this wasn't part of the planned interview.
No, it's okay. I don't have anything to hide.
See, Sean? He can handle a few questions.
Whatever you say. I'm just trying to help.
So, Dave, how familiar are you with the Forest Service roads surrounding Archangel?
Does this have something to do with my job?
Where are you going with this, Bran?
Just humor me.
Okay. I'd say I'm probably as familiar as anyone else who lives here.
Now you're just being modest. I'd say being an Eagle Scout would put you a bit higher on the nosy outdoors list than other people.
Whoa, you're an Eagle Scout? That's badass.
Was an Eagle Scout.
Oh, not anymore?
I left the Scouts when our church president decided the Scout value no longer reflected those of our faith.
Your church has a president?
I'm LDS.
I know you meant that as an explanation, but I am even more confused.
LDS stands for Latter-day Saints, Mormon.
What does being Mormon have to do with being in the Boy Scouts?
The Boy Scouts of America used to have a close relationship with the Church of Latter-day Saints, until the Scouts decided to let openly gay and trans people into their ranks.
That's not entirely true. The church has been developing its own church-based scouting program for some time before we split from the Scouts.
But the decision by the Scouts likely expedited the split, didn't it? I mean, you guys aren't real big fans of the LGBT community.
God commands us to hate all sin, even if it makes us unpopular.
Let's table that discussion for now and focus on the question.
Sorry, what was the question again?
Forest Service roads. You've done a lot of hiking around that area, right?
Sure, I guess.
Are you familiar with Forest Service Road 23?
I guess so. Why?
That's the road where they found Thomas Novak's vehicle abandoned.
The missing kid?
That's right.
Okay, what does that have to do with anything?
What's out on that road, Dave?
Not a lot, I guess. The SOL compound, some campsites. That's about it.
Oh, sorry, but what's the SOL?
The meeting house for the local chapter of the Sons of Liberty.
I'm still not following.
You've never heard of the Sons of Liberty?
Should I have?
They've been in the news a lot lately.
Assume for a minute that I don't follow the news as obsessively as you do, Bran.
You don't need to follow the news to know about the Sons. They've got chapters all over the Northwest.
Chapters? Like for motorcycles or something?
Less about motorcycles and more about being a heavily armed militia.
Whoa, are you serious?
As a heart attack.
And here I thought Washington was a liberal paradise.
It is, if you're talking about Seattle or Olympia, but Archangel is closer to Idaho than we are to the coast. We're only a couple hours from where the Aryan Nation's main compound used to be.
That's disturbing. Did you know about this, Dave?
I know the Sons of Liberty have some property out on 23, but that's about it.
The Sons of Liberty aren't the only group who have property out there.
Christ, how many psycho militias does this town have?
I'm not talking about another militia. I'm talking about TARN. The road runs right along the edge of where TARN's Special Projects Division is housed.
And just what are you getting at, Brandon?
Thomas Novak calls out TARN in front of millions of viewers. Then he suddenly disappears near where Special Projects is housed. Isn't it possible that those two things are related?
Sure, it's possible, but it's also possible that little green men are gonna bust in here and abduct all of us. That doesn't mean anyone believes it.
You've basically summed up Brandon's nightmare scenario right there.
I don't think that the likelihood of alien abductions is on par with the likelihood of TARN abductions.
You think Tarn abducted that kid?
I'm saying it's possible.
For crying out loud, Brandon. Is that why you wanted to interview me, to see if you could get me to say something about that poor kid who's missing?
That poor kid went missing, out in the middle of nowhere. There's no one who would have the motive to grab him, except for TARN.
Tarn makes products to protect this country, Brandon. They don't grab Americans, they help them.
How is developing weapons of mass destruction in a civilian area helping Americans?
You know what? I'm done.
Oh, come on, Dave. I'm sorry.
I bet you are.
The interview with Dave had gone south. I knew it was my fault. My emotions, my connection to the case, they'd gotten the best of me. Hadn't been my best moment, but we needed to move on. Our interviews with Jesse Nuentes and Aaron Derlick had provided a couple of leads, though if I was being honest, I'd hoped that we'd have more to show. Sure, Jesse had given us a lead with the mysterious Ray guy, but until Aaron came back with information from the accident, we didn't have much more than when we'd started. I was starting to feel as though I'd failed so far in the investigation. I decided we needed a new approach, something more than digging up leads by talking and interviewing. We needed a boots-on-the-ground approach to gather information about Thomas's disappearance, and that wasn't going to happen unless we saw with our own eyes where Thomas's truck was found. And so, we went to the woods.
Audio file number 2.1. Transcript of Brandon Jones and Sean O'Connor investigation of the site of Thomas Novak's last known whereabouts. October 12th, 2019. Mile marker 10, Forest Service Road 23, unincorporated Archangel County, Washington State.
God damn it.
Will you keep your voice down?
You're worried about my voice? I'm worried about falling in the goddamn woods.
Pick up your feet when you walk.
What the hell is that going to change so long as I can't see anything? Are you sure there's not a better flashlight in your car? That little pen light you have isn't doing shit.
I didn't say I don't have another flashlight. I said we shouldn't use another flashlight. We're trying not to draw attention to ourselves.
This is the middle of nowhere. Whose attention could we possibly draw?
There's always a chance someone could be out here. This is still a crime scene after all.
What do you even hope to find out here? The feds already gathered any evidence worth getting.
I want to see one of the symbols Aaron was talking about.
Can you just ask him to get some pictures of him?
If I ask him for pictures, then he'll want something in exchange. And I'd rather not piss off every female friend I have.
I wish I didn't agree with you.
I think we're getting close to the spot.
How can you tell?
See right there? That tree trunk?
What about it?
Does that look like dried blood to you?
I don't see... Oh, wait. Yeah.
Start looking around for any kind of marks on the trees.
How am I supposed to do that without a light?
I don't know, man. Use your hands to feel the bark or something.
You see anything?
Nothing yet. You?
I mean, more blood on some of the trees over there, and... Wait. What the hell?
What is it? What do you see?
Point the flashlight back where you were. No, right there. That tree trunk.
What is that?
I don't know.
I'm gonna look closer.
I don't know, man. Something about this place is freaking me out.
We'll just check it out, and then we'll get out of here.
The ground is soaked over this way.
It must have rained earlier.
In just this area?
I don't know. Just focus on getting over to that tree.
Look at this. It's like a symbol or something.
Looks like somebody hacked it into the wood.
Ugh, it smells disgusting over here.
Smells like blood.
Yeah, but where's it coming from? Stuff on the trees is all dried.
I don't know. I can't see anything.
If only someone had suggested that we bring another flashlight.
I already told you. We need to keep the lights to a minimum. Noise and light discipline. Dude.
I'm turning on the flashlight on my phone.
No, don't. Try to conduct yourself in a tactical manner.
We're not going to be able to see anything with that tiny bullshit pen light of yours. Besides, there's no one out here. You're being paranoid. See? Flashlight on. We're not being attacked.
Just try to keep it pointed towards the ground.
Oh, shit.
What? What is it?
Dude, down around our feet.
Yeah, it's muddy. So what?
Oh, I don't think that's just mud.
What are you talking about?
Look at the bottom of my shoes.
Why are your shoes all red? Is that blood?
I don't know what else it could be.
How is it still so wet? Thomas disappeared weeks ago.
This isn't blood from weeks ago. This is fresh, man.
Why would there be fresh blood?
What in the actual fuck was that?
I don't know.
I don't think we should be here, man.
Me either. Let's get out of here.
We need to run.
Oh shit. I tripped.
Take my hand. Pull yourself up.
There's a car. Get in.
Oh shit. Start the car. Go, dude, go.
I'm going. What was that?
I think someone just hit the car. Oh my god, it's still following us.
What was it?
I don't know. Just go. Dude, what the hell?
We're on the main road. Is whatever that was still behind us?
I don't know. Let me check. I don't see anything.
It must have given up on chasing us.
What the hell was that thing?
I don't know, man.
Did you hear that screaming? It sounded like a person.
Jesus, dude.
I think we should call the cops, man.
What? No way. Can't let the cops know that we're looking into the case.
Yeah, but if someone's hurt, then it's on us if anything happens to them.
Damn it. Okay, you're right.
Here, I'll call them.
No. Don't use your cell phone. They can trace the number.
How are we supposed to call them?
There's a payphone outside of town on the highway. We can stop there.
This place still has a payphone?
Just the one. We'll make the call, then hang up before they can send someone out to find us.
Alright, but let's make it quick.
We made the call from the payphone. The dispatcher didn't seem to give a shit about someone screaming in the woods. That is, until I mentioned that it was at the scene where Thomas's truck was found. I hung up when they started asking me for my name. Then we hauled ass out of there before they'd have a chance to call a patrol car to us. Sean stayed at my place that night rather than his hotel. It felt like a bad idea for him to stroll past the front desk clerk with his shoes soaked in what was almost certainly blood. Plus, after what we'd heard in the woods, I don't think either of us was too keen on spending the night alone.
I spent the next day working at the game shop, but I was only marking time as I helped customers. My mind kept going back to what Sean and I had experienced. I'd spent my fair share of time in the woods around town, but I'd never encountered something so bestial, so vicious, as the thing I'd heard the night before. We still had nothing from Aaron Derlick on the whereabouts of Ray, and I was starting to think he might not come through at all. With no other leads to chase down, Sean and I sat down to review the audio we'd recorded thus far, but we'd barely touched on any of it when an unwelcome visitor showed up in the shop.
Next time on the TARN conspiracy.
How about we start on the audio from last night? What are your initial thoughts on what we saw and heard?
We saw a symbol carved into a tree, then we got chased by what was probably a bear.
That's it?
What am I supposed to say?
Mr. Jones? Mr. O'Connor?
Sheriff Donovic 2.0. What's this about?
A missing persons case. We're investigating.
I think you probably know a lot more about Thomas Novak than we do.
This isn't about Thomas Novak.
The sheriff said some girl just went missing. She thinks that Sean and I have something to do with it.
There's another kid missing? Oh, no, oh my gosh. It's happening. They're actually doing it.